Hi everybody, my name is Nora and I have cyclical Cushing's disease. Today I'm going to talk to you about the different symptoms of cyclical Cushing's. Just a friendly reminder, I am not a medical expert. I'm talking to you about my own experience and the experience of those that I have talked to. If you would like professional medical advice, please see a doctor. Thank you so much. So here today I'm going to talk to you about all the symptoms of cyclical Cushing's disease that I've experienced. We're going to talk a little bit about the comparisons with PCOS because a lot of women are falsely diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, when in actuality they have cyclical Cushing's disease. So we're going to get into that. We're kind of just going to go down the body and talk about things that could happen to you. So right here on top, hair loss, very common. It's not fun. It's usually right here at the top of your head. When we're coming here, migraines, really terrible migraines, super unfun. Fatigue, super all the time. Memory loss, visual snow, kind of like a general cloudiness. Coming here to the eyes, visual snow syndrome, which basically means that you see halos around people, you see dots everywhere. There's kind of a black screen in front of your eyes at all times. It's like everything's a lot less clear than it once was. Acne, super common, everybody gets it. Something called moon face. So I'm going to show you guys pictures of me beforehand and after, but your face kind of rounds out and you know you have moon face, and I'm on medication right now so you might not fully see it, but I'll put a picture in where you can't really see your ears in photos. It's kind of how you can get a general idea. Like when I went to get my passport picture done, we had problems because I couldn't see my ears in a front photo. So that's when you're like, it's definitely that. And while we're up here in the head zone, I want to talk just a little bit about mental health, but I do have a video separate for that. It does cause mood swings, it causes major anxiety and major depression. We'll talk a little bit about that in a later episode if you want to follow and learn more. One of the main signs of cyclical Cushing's disease is your buffalo hump, which I will picture above. A buffalo hump is like signature Cushing's disease. If you have this and you're being told you don't have Cushing's disease, stick with it. They're wrong. I was told by 10 people I didn't have Cushing's disease before I received my diagnosis. So stick with it. Weakness in your arms, an inability to hold them up for a certain amount of time, general weakness in muscles, striae, which is different than stretch marks. So I'm going to show you pictures of me. You get them on your breasts, you get them on your stomach, on your thighs, on your arms. The only place that I didn't get them severe were on my thighs. I have huge ones over here. I have huge ones on my stomach. Striae versus stretch marks is a huge sign that you have Cushing's disease and not polycystic ovarian syndrome. With polycystic ovarian syndrome, you're more likely to get stretch marks. They're different, and I'm going to show you a side-by-side so that you can understand the difference. Stretch marks are lighter and they turn darker with time. Striae pop out purple, and they're deeper, and they squiggle. That's the major difference. Weight gain. I gained 70 pounds in 2 months. So super fun, really hard to lose weight, complete inability. Tried everything, doesn't work. Constipation, weakness in legs, hand growth, feet growth, all of those super fun things. Loss in libido, loss of peripheral vision. That's especially if you have Cushing's disease. It's caused by your tumor. Oh, loss of periods. I haven't had a period in 2 years, and mine were very irregular. This is so important between the difference with PCOS and Cushing's disease. If you've had regular periods and then all of a sudden they stopped, it's more likely that you have Cushing's disease. If you have had irregular periods your whole life, it's more likely polycystic ovarian syndrome. Super important. Some people get hair growth, which is very common with people who have polycystic ovarian syndrome as well. This one's super fun. So your sweat's going to change. It's going to be totally different. It's going to cause rashes. It's going to be smellier. It's going to be almost gunky. Gross, super gross, totally Cushing's disease. You get a lot more thirsty. You're thirsty all the time. Frequent urination. Back to the head, insomnia, total inability to fall asleep. That one's super rough. And it usually happens when, especially if you're cyclical, it changes. So when you're on a low, you can sleep a lot. When you're on a high, you can't sleep at all. So this is super fun. If you have darker knuckles than the rest of your hand, or your elbows are darker than your skin, or your knees are darker than your skin, you probably have an adrenal problem, which can be caused by Cushing's disease. Surprise. And the other one I will say is if you have cyclical Cushing's disease, you're going to have lows and highs. So you're going to have different symptoms at different times. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in my next video, which is about when to test. and then you'll kind of know which ones are high symptoms and which ones are low symptoms. So if you're looking to test for cyclical Cushing's disease, subscribe and stay tuned.